his ice cream first, and then I'll start asking. How's that Sunday?
Good.
Dave, you heard recently about the man who stole pizza in Venice Beach and was put in prison for the rest of his life. How do you feel about that? 3 strikes, you're out.
Well, they should clean up Venice Beach. It's bad. I think tricks are out.
Would you mind swallowing your food first?
I just think that 3 strikes are out can't be absolute. It's got to be a little more flexible than it is. And
what if your first crime was robbery, your second was rape, and your third is stealing a piece of pizza? Doesn't that give them the...
Well, I think going from, rape to pizza is reform, and you shouldn't be, thrown in jail for that. You should, be thrown in jail for committing a crime. I mean, God,
Yeah, but crime is crime, and shouldn't that person be held accountable for themselves? And, I mean, you have to know...
Living in, eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, crime is a crime. We're supposed to be flexible and intelligent and, and evaluate each crime. I mean, it's a slower process, but I think it's thorough, and I think, that's the way we have to be. We can't overflow our prisons with pizza thieves.
All right, thank you, Dave.
Well, immediately it sounds kind of ludicrous to throw a man in jail for the rest of his life just because he stole a piece of pizza. But then at the same time, I think we've come to a society that everything has become sound bites. Politicians are pushing some program, 3 strikes and you're out in baseball terminology. Every Joe in Midwest America is going to identify with this and go, God damn it, I'm going to give my shotgun rack and I'm going to support this man all the way into the White House. So in that sense, I'm not in favor of policies that just, you can slap it on a bumper sticker and sell it down to keep the, suburban populace who have children and stuff safe. If the man, obviously he has a criminal past, beyond the pizza escapade, then, it seems like I said before, it seems like the police were probably just using an extra excuse to keep a kind of a malignant tumor on the surface of society off the streets. So, it's like he should have been more wary. He knew what the consequences were. He has a past record. You gotta watch out for yourself. So I think that's where I stand.
I'm not sure about that particular case. I'd like to know more of the details of it, but I think that the 3 strikes and you're out law that just passed the legislature is an abomination, and I think that people should certainly reject the initiative. Because it's disproportionate, I think we should be targeting the most vicious criminals and not those who merely are out on parole and happen to slip up with something like stealing a piece of pizza. And I think it's likely to lead to the bankruptcy of the state. We can't afford it.
How do you feel about this 3 strikes, you're out?
I feel it's not the right way to take care of the problem. I mean, we are in California, and we have the most prisons in the United States. We also have the most amount of people incarcerated. And it's not taking care of the problem. We should hit it before, these 3 strikes. Because 3 felonies is a lot, and I think that anyone who's committed 3 felonies in a short period of time should get what they deserve. But it's just too much. We don't need it. We can't afford it.
So stealing a piece of pizza shouldn't make you be sentenced to prison for the rest of your life?
Not for the rest of your life. That's,
25 years?
Not even 25 years. I mean, that's like, what, $1.99? I mean, and
all right.
It's going to cost us a lot more in the long run just keeping him incarcerated, so.
Exactly. How do you feel about this?
Well, I have mixed feelings. I mean, I think it can work in certain cases, depending on what the felonies are. But, I think a better option would be, just to measure the crimes individually and punish the person according to their crime. A felony is a broad range of different crimes, and I think that one crime, depending on how bad it is, should be the person should be punished according to that.
Oh man, well I think they really jacked him because our pizza's hella good, and pizza's good and you want to eat it, And it's hella good. I don't know why he got to get punished for it.
If he stole it from little children,
Really? How much did he steal?
one slice,
One slice?
but it was his third offense, so now he's going to be in prison. 3 strikes, you're out.
Actually, I think that's kind of ridiculous for stealing just a slice of pizza. I mean, I think they was just like, well, gave him $1, telling him to pay it back a fee, like $5 more for stealing a piece of slice. So, he must have been hella hungry. I know it's sold 99 cents over here at Cheezers. 99 cents for 2 slices. That's hella good.
What's your favorite kind?
Sausage and pepperoni.
I think it's a good idea because right now there's too many people that get away with too many crimes. It's gone too far to where it's the criminals have too many rights, but the victims don't have any rights at all.
Don't you think they should focus on harder criminals, though, instead of a man who stole a piece of pizza? Even if it is his third offense, isn't that a bit extreme to put it in prison for the rest of his life?
Yeah, that might be, but how many people get away with murder and get off for 6, 7 years? Where do you draw the line? I think the whole system itself needs to be revamped, starting from the ground up.
How do you feel about 3 strikes, you're out, or the crime initiative in general?
I choose not to comment on that specifically. What I would like to say is that I think that we need enormous reform in our judicial system and how the subject of crime is being addressed and how the follow-through is taking place. We're in trouble and we know it. We need to get rid of redundancy and we need to follow through on what we have already written. And that's how I feel about crime.
It's unfair. I think the law is too broad. I think it should focus more on the tougher felonies and not, the wide range of crimes. And also there was a LA Law episode about that, where the judge didn't go along with the law, and they really should make some adjustments, because these people, it's just taking up prison space, and I don't think that was really the, in the spirit of the law. And also they need to consider, when the felonies take place. Once, twice when someone's 17, and then later when they have a family and they're 35, and they're, a felony, can be a very wide range of crimes. So I think they really have to look at what the crime is.
I think it's ridiculous. I think that if someone commits rape or murder or a violent crime on the third account, then it might be reasonable to put them away for life, but not for a piece of pizza.
But where do they draw the line? Crime is crime.
I guess where someone was very physically hurt, I guess, would be probably the line, or emotionally destroyed from the crime. But I don't think a piece of pizza would do that.
How do you feel about that?
Well, definitely a pizza thief shouldn't be given a life sentence, but at the same time, a lot of these deviant criminals should definitely have something to deter them, and 3 strikes, you're out, in theory, is the right thing, but the mandatory sentencing is not going to work on any level. It's been proven that the harshest sentences are given to drug offenders, rapists, manslaughter, assault. Those things are not given near the same level of strictness in their sentencing compared to drug addicts, and so basically I'm down on mandatory sentencing in general, and 3 strikes you're out is definitely a form of that. The pizza guy, he's just caught up in the wish-wash of a bad situation.